Om Shanti. This is the Avyakt Murli of 31st of March 1986. And the title is The Year to Become Full of All Powers and Attain Blessings. Today, the Master of all treasures is looking at his master children. He is seeing to what extent you children have become masters. The sanskars of being masters at this time make the elevated souls who are now masters of all the treasures and all powers into the masters of the world in the future. So what did Baba see? That all are the children, and that all the children have very deep love in just being Baba and I. All have the intoxication of being a child, but to be a master and a child means to become complete and equal to the Father. So, the Father saw a difference between the stage of being a child and the stage of being a master. To be a master means that every step you take for yourself and others would automatically be in the stage of completion. This is called being a master. That is a child and a master. The specialty of being a master is that to the extent that you have the intoxication of being a master, accordingly, you will constantly have the sanskars of a world server emerged. To the extent you have the intoxication of being a master, so you would also have the intoxication of being a world server at the same time. The two would be equal. This is what it means to become a master, equal to the Father. So, Baba was seeing the result as to whether both the forms of being a child and a master are constantly visible in action or only to the extent of knowledge. There is a difference between knowledge and practical action. Baba saw some good children in their form of being equal to the Father in their practical action. Even now, some children stay in their form of childhood. However, they sometimes remain stable in a powerful stage of being equal to the Father with the spiritual intoxication of being a master, whereas at other times they pass their time in trying to stabilize in that stage. All the children have the same elevated aim to become equal to the Father. The aim is powerful, but it now has to be put into thoughts, words, deeds, relationships, and connections. There is a difference in this. Some children remain stable in the stage of being equal at the level of thoughts. Some even stay in that stage in their thoughts and words. Sometimes they even reach the level of actions. However, when they come into relationships and connections, whether it is a relationships of service or even relationships with the family, that percentage is reduced. To become equal to the Father means to remain in the stage equal to the Father in your thoughts, words, deeds, and relationships at the same time. Some remain in this stage in 2 subjects, and some in 3 subjects. But when it comes to staying in this stage in all the 4 subjects that Baba spoke of, they are sometimes one thing and sometimes another. So Bab Dada is always extremely loving towards the children. The form of love is not just to meet the Avyakt form in the corporeal form, but the form of love is to become equal. Some children think that Bap Dada is becoming free from attachment, detached. But this is not becoming free from attachment. This is the special form of love. Bap Dada has already told you earlier that there is now very little time in terms of attainment over a long period of time. This is why, for the long period of time, Bap Dada is especially giving time to heat you children up through the tapasya of determination, that is, to make you strong and mature. In fact, you all had the thought for the Golden Jubilee that you would become equal conquerors of obstacles and embodiments of solutions. All of these promises are noted by Chitragupt, form of the Father, one who keeps all accounts in his account book. Today, as well, some children had a determined thought. To surrender means to make yourself mature with all attainments. To surrender means to become equal to the Father in all four thoughts, words, deeds, and relationships. The letters you gave and the thoughts you had been recorded with Bap Dada for all time in the subtle region. Everyone's file is there in the subtle region. The thoughts of each one of you have become imperishable. This year, Bap Dada is giving you the time to make your every thought immortal and imperishable with the tapasya of determination, repeatedly to have a spiritual conversation with yourself with the practice of determination, to make you have realization and then to come into action in your form of reincarnation and to make these stages permanent and strong. Together with that, you especially have to increase the account of accumulation of the power of pure thoughts. There is now a greater need to experience the power of pure thoughts by becoming even more introverted. With the power of pure thoughts, you can easily end your waste thoughts and bring about transformation in others with your good wishes and pure feelings. Now, the special experience of the power of pure thoughts will easily end all waste thoughts. Not just end your waste thoughts, but with your good wishes and pure feelings, your pure thoughts can bring about transformation in others. There is now a great need to accumulate a stock of these pure thoughts for yourself. You very much love to hear the Murli. Murli means treasure. To accumulate every point of the Murli as power is to increase the power of pure thoughts. Use this at every moment as a power. You now have to pay special attention to this specialty. The more you now continue to experience the importance of pure thoughts, the more easily you will become experienced in serving through the mind. First of all, you need an accumulation of the power of pure thoughts for yourself, and then, together with the Father, you are also world benefactor and world transformer souls. A great deal of work of transforming the world with the power of pure thoughts still remains to be done. At present, Father Brahma, having become one with an Avyakt form, is now sustaining all of you with the power of pure thoughts. He is cooperating with you for the growth of service and making you move forward. This is the special service of the power of pure thoughts that is taking place. So become like Father Brahma and increase this specialty in yourself. For you now have to practice this in the form of tapasya. Tapasya means to practice with determination. Anything ordinary would not be called tapasya. And so, Baba is now giving you time for tapasya. Why is he giving it at this time? Because this time will be accumulated in your account of a long period of time. Bap Dada is instrumental in enabling everyone to have attainment for a long period of time. Bap Dada wants to make all the children have a right to the fortune of the kingdom over a long period of time. So the time for a long period of time is very short. Therefore, in order to practice everything in the form of tapasya, Baba is giving you this special time, because such a time will come when all of you will have to become bestowers of blessings and give to everyone in a short time. So Baba is giving you time to make your account of all treasures full. Another thing, you promise to become a destroyer of obstacles and an embodiment of solutions. So let there be specially determined thoughts and the form of determination to become a destroyer of obstacles for yourself and for others. Let it not just be in thoughts, but also become the form. So this year, Bap Dada is giving an extra chance. Whoever wants to claim this special chance of becoming a destroyer of obstacles can take it this year. This year has a special blessing. However, in order to claim this blessing, you will have to pay special attention to two things. One is to be a constant bestower, equal to the Father, and not to have any expectation of receiving. Let it not be that you feel you will be loving when you receive regard and love, or that you will give regard when you receive regard. No, I have to be a child of the bestower and give. I must not have any expectation of receiving. While performing elevated actions, I must not have any expectation of receiving anything in return. The fruit of elevated actions is elevated anyway. You have this knowledge, but at the time of doing it, do not have this thought. Firstly, in order to be worthy of claiming blessings, constantly be a bestower. Secondly, be a destroyer of obstacles. So, especially pay attention to the power of accommodation. The power to accommodate is also essential for the self. You are children of the ocean, and the specialty of an ocean is to accommodate. Only those who have the power to accommodate will be able to have good wishes and benevolent feelings. Therefore, be a bestower, be an ocean, an embodiment of the power to accommodate. Always put these two specialties into every act. Sometimes some children say that they thought they would do that, but when it came to doing it, they changed. So this year, you especially have to practice bringing about equality in all four subjects at the same time. Do you understand? So, you are being given time to imbibe the sanskars, to accumulate treasures, and to become a bestower and bestow in a natural way. So, you are being given a chance to fix your number for all time in becoming a destroyer of obstacles and making others this too. No matter what happens, do tapasya yourself and cooperate in ending the obstacles of others. No matter how much you have to bow down, this bowing down is to swing constantly in the swings. People continue to rock Sri Krishna with so much love. Similarly, the Father is rocking you children in the cradle of His lap, and in the future you will swing in swings studded with jewels, and on the path of devotion you will be worthy of worship and be swung in swings. So too, bow down, and to die is greatness. Why should I bow down? The other person should bow down. Do not consider yourself to be any less in this. This bowing down is greatness. This dying is not dying, but living with imperishable attainment. Therefore, constantly be a destroyer of obstacles and also make others this. Anyone who wants to claim a chance to come in the first division can do so. Bap Dada is telling you the importance of this special time to take a chance. So, do tapasya, knowing the importance of time. Thirdly, according to the time, to the extent that the atmosphere of peacelessness and upheaval is increasing, so the line of your intellect has to be very clear, because the two powers of touching and catching are very necessary. Firstly, you should be able to catch Bap Dada's directions with your intellect. If the line is not clear, then the dictates of your own mind will also become mixed with Bap Dada's directions. And because of being mixed, you will be deceived at that time. The clearer your intellect is, the more clearly you will be able to catch Bap Dada's directions. The clearer the line of your intellect is, the more easily the powers for yourself, for the growth in service, and for being a bestower and giving to others will easily continue to increase. You will have a touching at that time. This is the accurate method is for serving a particular soul, or what the accurate method is for self-progress. So at present, both these powers are most essential. In order to increase them, you have to become one who belongs to one, eknami, and who is economical. So you belong to the one Father and none other. Attachment to others is something else. Attachment is wrong anyway, but the influence of the nature of others bring your stage into upheaval. The sanskars of others create conflict in your intellect. At that time, do you have the Father or the sanskars in your intellect? Even if the intellect is influenced by attachment or by conflict, the line of the intellect should be constantly clear, to belong to the one Father and none other, is to be constantly with the one, economy. And what is economy? Just saving physical wealth is not economy. That is also necessary, but time, thoughts, and powers are also wealth, and there has to be economy of all of these. Do not waste them. To be economical means to increase your account of accumulation. Those who have the sanskars of economy and economy will be able to experience the power of both touching and catching. You won't be able to experience these at the time of destruction. This practice is needed at this time. Only through having this practice will you be able to attain the elevated directions and liberation at the right time. You might think that there is still some time before destruction. Okay, it might even be 10 years. But if you try to make this effort after 10 years, you won't be able to. No matter how much you try, you won't be able to make it. You will become weak, and then your end will pass by in battling, not in being successful. You are not going to become silver-aged, are you? To labor means to have a bow and arrow, to be constantly lost in love, and to stay in happiness means to become Murlidhar, one with the flute, to become part of the Sun dynasty. A Murli makes you dance, whereas a bow and arrow make you labor to hit the target. So, you mustn't become one with the bow and arrow, but one who has the Murli. Therefore, do not complain at the end and ask for a little more extra time. Give us a chance and have some mercy. This will not do. This is why Baba is telling you in advance, whether you have come at the end or at the beginning. According to the time, it is time for everyone to reach the last stage. So, you have to move at a fast speed. Do you understand? Acha. Blessing. May you be a special server and with the balance of being humble and having authority. Reveal the Father. Wonders are visible where there is balance. When you give anyone the Father's introduction with the balance of humility and authority, wonders will be visible. You have to reveal the Father through this form. Your words should be clear. They should be filled with love, humility, and sweetness, and also have greatness and honesty. And then revelation will take place. Between speaking, continue to give them the experience of the stage of being absorbed in love. Only those who serve through this form are special servers. Slogan: even if you do not have any facilities at the time, there should be no obstacles in your spiritual endeavor. Om Shanti.